Hi everybody, good to see you again. As you can tell, I've grown a little bit of dirt on my face over the last week or two, and I try to give myself a haircut without much success. But if you can look beyond that, I just want to review a few things with you that I sent in an email. It was a long email setting out how we're going to go through the next few weeks, and I just wanted to make sure you could hear it from me as if I were explaining it to you in class. So I hope you're managing. It's a bit confusing for all of us. Still trying to find my rhythm, even 5 weeks into this. Not quite sure how to structure my day, but I think we'll all get there, and we'll all do fine this next month and a half or so. So I sent you an email, and the first thing I wanted to share with you is, again, I understand we're all working from home. It's fairly stressful. But I wanted to lay out the assignments for you and reassure you that the assignments, the units that we're going to cover are really designed to do at home. They're going to be hopefully easy to understand, easy to complete. I've taken my curriculum. I've taken out a few key areas that I want you to take a look at that I think you should be studying during your junior year, and really condensing it, really making it understandable, redesigned it for remote learning. So the first thing I want to make clear to you is the journaling, the week-to-week journaling. I really think it's a good idea, and I think you'll enjoy reading your thoughts at some point in the future on this very historic period of time. If you can imagine your grandfather writing about World War II, or your great-grandparents writing about the Great Depression or immigrating to this country, and then looking at it a few years later, I think you'll find it interesting. So if you could, during the week to week, just write your thoughts, what's happening, what's going on, as if you're entering a journal entry. And what I'll do is once a week, I'll take a look at it. I'll give you a grade, a good grade on these. This is an easy way to pump up the grades, but there's been a little bit of confusion. If you've fallen behind, just do a summary and then keep up to date over the next few weeks. Send them in to me through a Google Doc, and that will be great, okay? I think you'll like it. I think you'll enjoy reading your thoughts at some point in time. You may even enjoy opening up your journal book a few years from now to see what this period of time was like, okay? What we're going to cover over the next 5-6 weeks. We're going to cover the 4 key themes. The first theme will be global expansion and control, and we'll take a look at the Cold War from 1945 to 1990. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the space race, the Vietnam War, the nuclear arms race, the Korean War, and how it impacts our policies today. I'll connect all those issues to the global scene today. You can trace everything that's happening in the world today to the Cold War period. The second thing we're going to deal with is the issue of equal rights, fairness. We'll take a look at the evolution of civil rights, not only in terms of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but also in terms of women's rights, rights for those who are disabled, economic rights, really becoming a big issue in the pandemic. Who gets access to health care, who is catching the disease more quickly. Distancing is a lot easier for those of wealth than it is for those living in small apartments. That's why you have these hotspots in New York and Chicago. So a lot to do with equal rights, fair treatment in 2020. Not just civil rights and Martin Luther King, and as important as that is, but really how people are treated today is really coming out in this pandemic. Third area is industrial and technological advancements between the time the end of World War II and now in your life, from IBM supercomputers to different games that kids play. Mario, the old system of you put in the cartridge, to cell phones and G5 or 5G, is that what it's called? Telecommunication. And the fourth broad term will be how our culture has changed, from music to television, social platforms. So those are the four big areas that we're going to cover between now and the end of the year. Okay. Just want to share with you a grading plan. Things are unusual. Nobody is going to fail. Okay, you're all going to be passed on to your next landing spot, so to speak. There's going to be a safety net of 70. So if you haven't not got work in, I'm going to put a 70 into that slot. Okay, so this helps protect you from those that are falling behind, those who are struggling. But I'm also opening the door for you to improve that grade. You can always get higher than a 70. This also rewards and makes sure those that have been able to keep up and are doing well, that they too can get their usual grades of 80, 90, 100. You've noticed that I've been fairly generous in the grades, and I'll continue to do so, recognizing the situation we're in. So the grading plan, no mystery about it, and I want to be fair. I want to be reasonable to those who are struggling, but fair and reasonable to those that are working hard. That nobody will fail. Nobody is going to not earn their history credit. Okay? So if you see a 70 that I'm going to enter into missing spots, I'm going to put a little note, missing, can make it up. You can always improve that. For those that are continuing to keep up and doing well, then you'll be rewarded for that quite generously. Okay, I'm going to try to make it easy for you to do well and to take the stress of not doing well out of the equation. Fair enough? Okay. Just go through your checklist, make sure everything is all set. Let's see, I sent that checklist to you. Let me find that for you. There it is. Let me try to expand that a little bit for you. It's got everything that we've done and all the links. So there are 5 key assignments ending with this assignment right here. Oops. Okay. Go through. This is the first online major project. Some of you have done this well. Just go through this, especially this video here. Let me highlight that for you. This one's really a good video timeline. That video timeline is tied to this worksheet. Okay, I really have. What I'm asking you to do is put together a couple paragraphs based upon this word wall here. Pick 4 or 5 words, connect them, tell a little paragraph of a story. Then I ask you to tell me what all these shipwrecks mean in terms of how big the global war was, how much resources were used to build the ships and then sink them. And it shows you all the just from all over the oceans, how big this war was. And this right here, I go through this video, the timeline video, and just respond to the prompts and to the questions. As you're watching it, each of these is designed to go along with the video, okay? Try to make the connection to the industrial era, the global conquest, the agenda of the leaders, of Hitler, of Franklin Roosevelt, of Japan. It all goes back to September when we talked about what motivates countries. Okay, and here are just some optional videos and maps I thought that you might be interested in. Particularly these right here shows you the day-to-day conquest. Those of you that really want to get into it, you can. Those that don't, you may want to just eyeball it. Okay, I have nothing else to do. Okay. So, folks, I'll be in touch with you. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I've missed you. I think this gives us a plan. I'll break it into smaller little bits and pieces as we go along. But I wanted you to know today exactly where we were going with this. Okay? So keep the beard, let it grow, or am I just trying to do something that I shouldn't be doing? And the hair, I've got no control over. I'm losing it. I can't cut it. It's a mess. But that's who I am. Okay? Miss you guys. Hopefully we'll see you soon at some point. And stay well. Stay safe. Bye-bye.